Okay, talking about the straw man. It's a good place to start if you're kind of new to this genre of how we've, as U.S. citizens, been taken over and hijacked and basically degraded to chattel property. The straw man can be summed up as an imaginary passive stand-in for the real participant. It's a front, a blind, a person regarded as a non-entity. The straw man is a shadow. It's a go-between, and for quite some time, a rather large number of people in this country have known that a man or woman's name written in all caps, all capital letters, or last name first does not identify the real living people. Taking this one step further, the rules of grammar for the English language have no provisions for the abbreviation of people's names. For example, initials are not to be used. As an example, John Adam Smith would be the correct way. Anything else is not correct. Not Smith John Adam, or Smith John A, or J Smith, or J A Smith, or John Adam Smith, all capital letters, or Smith John, or any other variation. Nothing other than John Adam Smith identifies the real living man. All other appellations identify either a deceased man or a fictitious man, such as a corporation or a straw man. Over the years, government, through its public school system, has managed to pull the wool over everyone's eyes and keep us ignorant to some very important facts. Because all facets of the media, print, radio, televisions, have an ever-increasing influence over our lives. And because media is controlled with the issuance of licenses, etc., by government and its agencies, we have slowly and systematically been led to believe that any form, appellation of our name is in fact still us, as long as the spelling is correct, and that's wrong. We were never told with full and open disclosure what I don't even say our government even, but what the corporation masquerading as a legitimate government officials were planning to do, and why. We were never told that the government, the United States, was a corporation and a fictitious person. We were never told that government had quietly, almost secretly created a shadow, a straw man for each and every American, so that government could not only control the people, but also raise an almost unlimited amount of revenue, so it could continue not just to exist, but to grow. We were never told that when the government deals with the straw man, is not dealing with the real living men and women. We were never told openly and clearly, with full disclosure of all the facts, that since June 5th, 1933, we have been unable to pay our debts. We were never told that we had been pledged, and our children, and their children, and their children, and on, as collateral, mere chattel, for the debt created by the government officials who committed treason in doing so. We were never told that they quietly and cleverly changed the rules, even the game itself, and that the world we perceive as real is in fact fictional, and it's all for their benefit. We were never told that the straw man, a fictional person, a creature of the state, is subject to all the codes, statutes, rules, and regulations, ordinances, etc., decreed by the government, but that we, the real men and women, are not. We were never told we were being treated as property, as slaves, albeit comfortably for some, while living in the land of the free, and that we could easily walk away from the fraud. We were never told we were being abused. So think about that. How does that make you feel? There's something else you should know. Everything, since June 1933, operates in commerce. Why is this important? Commerce is based on agreement, contract. Government has an implied agreement with the straw man which is the government's creation, and the straw man is subject to the government rule. As I illustrated above, but when we, the real flesh and blood man and woman, step into their process, we become the surety for the fictional straw man. The reality and reality and fiction are reversed. We then become liable for the debts, liabilities, and obligations of the straw man, relinquishing all our protected character that we stand up for the fictional straw man, so that we can once again place the straw man in the fictional world and ourselves in the real world, with all our shields in place against the fictional government. We must send a non-negotiable private chargeback and non-negotiable bill of exchange to the United States Secretary of the Treasury, along with a copy of our birth certificate, the evidence, the MCO, the manufacturer's certificate of origin of the straw man. By doing this, we discharge our portion of the public debt, releasing us, the real man, from the debts, liabilities, and obligations of the straw man. Those debts, liabilities, and obligations exist in the fictional commercial world of book entries on computers and/or paper ledgers. It is a world of digits and notes, not of money and substance. Property of the real man once again becomes tax exempt and free from levy, as it must be in accord with House Joint Resolution 192. Sending the negotiable chargeback and bill of exchange accesses our private exemption account. What is that, you might ask? And you'd have to go back and look at Title 26 of the United States Code and take a look at Section 163H3B2, $1 million limitation. Look, I could sit here and go on and on about this for hours and hours. But one thing you first have to understand is where we are sitting right now, where you are sitting as a U.S. citizen. You're not a U.S. citizen. You're attached to a U.S. citizen through fraud and deceit. This privately owned corporation that was set up in the 1860s or 70s, after the Civil War, made you into a corporate fiction, or a person, your name in all capital letters, registered with them. They put all their debt onto that fictional entity, that corporation, which is your name in all capital letters, and they expect you to pay for it, the real man or real person, through fraud. You do have a way out of the matrix. You can go to my blog, stopthepiratestopblogspot.com, check out the information that I have. Thanks for listening.